All right. Good afternoon, everyone, on this beautiful sunny day. I'm here to do another reading. This is a quite an elaborate one. I'm a little bit overwhelmed just looking, and I'm not quite sure where to start here. So just give me a second to ground myself. If you're new to my channel, I pull ahead of time based on the guidance and the intuition that I connect with. And I usually can sense right away just by the feeling and when I touch the items. And then it just comes together like this. And then I turn my camera on and then the energy starts and it's already coming in. So give me a sec here. Whew. So we have Yeshua here in the angelic guides as well. So the purpose of the message and the main energy is truth and power and strength. And when we stand up for ourselves and stand for truth, then obviously ascended masters and angelic guides have even more power and authority to help us. And I'm just realizing here there's two Ace of Swords, so that's pretty powerful. This one's standing up and this one stands above all the rest because it's on top. And it's leaning towards the right, so that's movement forward. So I read for higher divine counterpart unions, and one of the terms I resonate with is twin flame. So your divine masculine here is coming out of a hermit energy and really thinking back to his journey during this time where he would have walked away from a person, place, or thing, thinking it was the right thing to do, but it certainly was not. And the only way to salvation and the only way to resolve this was to find the truth for himself, okay? Was to really seek from within to figure out what his answers were. A lot of these masculines, until they would have been able to really clear their karma and remove blocks, really faced a lot of adversities and difficulties. And that's not what this reading's about, but certainly previous readings that I have on my channel will speak to that. I feel like he has searched from within and has found truths in terms of the lack mentality or people in his life that misguided him into walking away. And he sees the light of that now. And I did a reading earlier this morning, clearing blocks with the amethyst power and energy. As you know, it's a master healing crystal. And I was picking up on recent conversations he had with people trying to seek guidance, and it wasn't helpful. So I think that he figured out whatever it is he needed to figure out to be able to line himself up with what is going to make him happy. This is why it's lined up here like this. And this is our masculine here, moving forward. He's standing strong and he knows he has the backing of Yeshua, okay, and the divine. I feel like everything before here speaks to his processing and his truth, recent, past, present, or near future, but I feel it's mostly him coming out of this and realizing all of what happened here. So I would like to find out more in terms of what this represents. So I did pick up on choices, and there's an affirmation card there that the divine will want us to read in a little bit, but yeah, so let's try and dissect here some of the things that he was walking away from and in order to be able to step into his truth and power and strength. So he's laying the burdens down pertaining to crystals and spirituality and gifts. I feel that his would have come online and he would have rejected them, thinking that it wasn't true, wasn't real, this isn't me, because it would have reminded him of his divine counterpart that would have really struggled because he or she stood in their authenticity for the first time in many, many lives, where in past lives they were taken out because of that. And what I mean by taken out is, that is going to be unique to each person, but you'll know what I mean. if you resonate with that message, okay? And again, I don't want to speak to that in this reading because we've overcome that. But this is why I think he would have been in denial about this or pushed it out. And he realizes that he doesn't need to do that. All right. In order to claim this beautiful love, he needed to accept this first within himself. Okay. Has nothing to do with the divine feminine. This is about him. And we mirror each other. So the divine feminine needed to stand in her power for herself, first and foremost, but at the same time, simultaneously and concurrently, it does lend itself beautifully to the counterpart if the counterpart wants to accept it. Okay, in this case, he struggled for a long period of time here. And I think, as you see my hand going back and forth, I think he went back and forth on this, walking away, then coming back and re-examining it because he would have been tickled by the divine in some capacity. I also feel he was exposed to it in a nefarious way through countering forces through karmic partners that were really dark and that misused that energy. So I feel like while the divine feminine was standing in her truth and authenticity, okay, and we didn't really go to our masculines, for the ones that resonate with me, and really kind of push any of this on them. We might have offered it in a loving way, but once we saw that they weren't interested, we stepped back. Now, that other energy that was there in the background or there present as well, I believe did the same thing, but in a very forceful way, in a very oppressive way, used fear, tactics, all sorts of things. And this is why he was so confused. And maybe this is why he rejected it. And I feel like he has sorted all that out. And I was channeling for myself personally at lunchtime that he knows he needs to tell me some of this. And I feel like he's finally accepting the fact that it's okay and that I'll understand. And that the goal is to be able to table this stuff so we can finally move on. And what moving on looks like for everyone will be different. That's for each individual person and couple to figure out for themselves. These recordings and channelings and guidance isn't for us to tell anyone else what to do. It's simply to share our experiences, channel messages, it's divine support and guidance. Ultimately, it's up to each individual person to decide for themselves what they want to do and what's best for them. Nobody else could possibly know for somebody else, okay? This is just to help. So I feel like he figured that out. He figured out that, constantly trying to get answers from other people who don't understand, who don't believe, who think it's weird, who ridiculed, who laughed, I think started to do that with him, where he kind of did that a little bit, with the divine feminine, when she tried to really show her growth, the new parts of herself as she learned about herself and allowed all of this beautiful energy to come in. So I think he's reaping karma, or has reaped karma for that. And all that karma is, it's not a punishment and a pointing a finger. It's a balancing of energy. And usually it comes in quick like that if you're open to learning. And because the divine feminine's moved on and is far ahead, because I was channeling that earlier as well, he has a lot of catching up to do. And when you're in a void space, it does allow for all of this learning that I'm talking about in new beginnings, because the previous readings spoke of that, which I was really, really happy to see. So now from that same Rose Oracle comes the Sun card, and we have a double sun here. So the Sun, joy, enjoyment, life force, success, vitality, and play. The Ace of Wands is here. He doesn't want to reject what could be a beautiful sacral chakra reunion. I guess that's a very correct and politically correct way, PG way of sharing this card, which can be very sexual. And I feel like he's very much focused on this more than he is about sharing what's in his heart. And I do feel like there's going to be a lot of communication here, because we have the Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Swords is the strongest, most powerful one, which stands out, which is great. The King of Wands really does match the Ace of Wands here, because he's very much passionate about what he's learned and what he's had to overcome and what he knows is in his heart. He knows this is here. He knows the divine has granted him this because he had it before and he felt it before. He just thought that it wasn't that anymore because there were challenges and misunderstood the divine feminine's position of giving space and walking away. Those were his insecurities and his self-esteem issues that he needed to work out. So I feel like he has made tremendous gains today. And love is really at the foundation here. And he feels like the love is the love, and the love is there, and the love's been established. There isn't a need to examine that. Like, he knows that he loves you, divine feminine, and he knows that you love him. And that extends to family and friends, that you're very loving, and that the love isn't the issue. Okay. I think if you stood in your power, even in a different way sexually, all right, where you were more confident through sexual sacred healing, you can really overcome many, many blocks for divine feminines who may have suffered in multiple lives traumas in this area. Okay. So this would have been intimidating for your masculine, but I think he's come to understand that it's a beautiful and it's sacred and it's amazing to have a partner who's so confident. Because I think that for some who have overcome the trauma and who have become confident, it intimidated them because it made them feel less secure. So they needed to step back and really examine that for themselves and really learn to honor and respect this change in you. And it doesn't mean anything bad. Because again, I think there were experiences for divine masculine as well that wouldn't have been very positive. There could have been trauma for them as well. So this shook them up a little bit, which is, again, the whole point of twins, is to mirror what needs to be healed to one another and to also highlight the good things. So I think he's been able to really gain more of an understanding around that. And it's going to afford all these new beginnings. He knows where he went wrong. He knows how he turned his back on what was amazing and what made him feel good. So he took his wand and went off with the wrong people and engaged in a way that was passionate but for the wrong reasons, and let go of what you were offering and the way that you were presenting yourself. And there was nothing wrong, divine feminine, with how you were doing that. It was his interpretation that was skewed. So he's not confused about this anymore, okay? Because by him being able to do that, he learned the lessons he needed to learn with those people and learn that he doesn't want to engage that way because it didn't make him feel good. So he sees that he turned his back on the things that did, okay? Spending time alone has afforded him the opportunity to do that. And he really sees how he wants you to know he felt small. That's why he couldn't come and enjoy a 3 of Cups situation with you. This is why with the 4 of Cups as well, he turned his back on offers you made, even small ones, just as in like sending a text or just getting together for coffee. Like, that doesn't mean anything, just to catch up, you know. He's very sorry. And he's standing up now for himself more and realizing like he doesn't want to be alone all the time. He doesn't want to sit here and do all this work on his own. Because what I was getting earlier as well is the fact that it's time for the counterparts to get together to talk as a couple, to table things together so they can come up with solutions together. And I just pulled the Justice card. And the divine is ready to act in your favor here, and will continue to help you balance things if you are ready and wanting to claim this. And I am getting that divine masculine really, really does. He does, because that choice card is right above him. And let's read it a little bit here. Yeah, do not act from foolish impulse, however, rather from divinely prompted inspiration. So he understands now. In the past, he acted impulsively and that created issues. And now he's able to slow himself down. Now, the problem is he went too far on the other end of the spectrum where he really isolated and fell into like very deep, deep, dark contemplation, perhaps some depression here. So he's learned and he's come out of that, and that's what I feel like they're coming up and out of that place, that dark place right now, because they're understanding that they can make choices from their highest and greater good. Remembering that if something isn't good for them, so let go of the things that are false, and make wise decisions. And I'm also getting like it's not his job to take care of everybody and to make everyone's problems go away. Because I'm getting heavy karmic energy who just latched on big time and was siphoning energy and just take. So become still. So I feel through the stillness, they were able to attune to their soul, and they did ask for angelic guidance and they received the support. All right. Then from your point of deep inner stillness, make your choice easily and spontaneously. And so I feel like now they're a little bit nervous to step into that because it's a scary thing to start trusting yourself again after missteps, And Yeshua has been very much sending him light and love and is always wrapped around the twins and knows how difficult this journey is here because he was here for a period of time, as we know, suffered greatly. So let's see, there are two messages here that he wanted us to know. He that believeth on me, the works that I do shall he do also, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go on to my Father. So he's saying he came to lead the way. He came to give advice and guidance and his point of view and perspective. Take that and continue to evolve, continue to create your life and the way that is beautiful, and live your best life is what he's saying. We don't have to repeat things that other people necessarily have tried to share. If there are issues with it, then make changes, is what he's saying. Seek and you shall find. This is what this divine masculine did. He really, really dug deep. And just know, divine feminine, he has succeeded. He found the sun. Look how beautiful that sun is. It's shining right on this card here. It's incredible. So there are some angelic messages here. Let's see. Problems resolve when you surrender them to the angels. Your loved ones want you to live the life you are destined for. So that was the other thing that I was getting recently. I was getting that my counterpart was really connecting to a good friend of his that recently passed away, and he misses him. And I know that he struggled with his loss, and I was happy to sense that they were talking. And all you need to do when you have a loved one that's transitioned to the other side is they're never gone. Just talk to them. You'll get the message. And then see, look at that. The signs you are receiving are messages from your angels, but in this case, it's both ascended beings, angelic beings, and loved ones. And he understands and knows that love will get him through, and that this love is the love of a lifetime, and he's ready to fight for it and stand up and do what's required after a very long period of stillness. But no, during that period of stillness, they learned a lot, and they're ready to stand up for this truth here. Look at that. They're moving on. They're moving forward. So today I even sense there's tremendous amount of growth happening. They're having fun. They're out there enjoying their day. And it doesn't feel so cumbersome and so heavy, okay, or dense. It's really, really lightening up, and they know it's because they're surrendering to this love. There's so much power, so much power. And just know that he's matured, and he won't ridicule the spiritual part of you anymore. Like, that was a very immature response. He understands that was not okay. And in his own way, he'll find a way to apologize to you, okay? Yeah, my dryer's going off. That's incredible. All right, so on that note, please know that your masculine's very close and he's coming in to share truths. And that'll give you the opportunity to share your truth as well, Divine Feminines. Don't worry. You know, I'm feeling and seeing an equal give and take here, an equal exchange. You know, a lot from like the spoken word, but I'm feeling a lot through the energy when you're together as well, through touch, even sitting quiet with each other. You know, it's going to be shared and expressed in a lot of different ways, and there's no right or wrong way. Every couple is unique, and you'll do what feels best for you. And just know that it's imminent, and stay high vibe and safeguard your connection and your time together. And if possible, keep it private until you feel comfortable enough sharing it with others. But for now, I would not share it with anyone until you feel very, very secure and comfortable, okay? Just to avoid any potential interference. And my dryer is going off again, so that's confirmation. So truth is imminent. All right. So much power here. And on that note, I send everyone love and light. Take care.